I do want to point out a tactic, and I want to point something out about the 9/11 Kook movement. It's this tendency for exaggeration. And what happens when somebody greatly exaggerates something is other people go and research it, find out that it is an exaggeration, and then throw out the entire thing, rather than just seeing that these people are full of crap, but that doesn't mean the entire topic should be rejected. So when it comes to Building 7, a lot of people from Jonestown and Cookville like to say that Building 7 only had little pockets of fire and there was no damage at all, and it just fell magically, so therefore had to be demolition. And the other key thing they like to hang on is Larry Silverstein said pull it, and everyone knows pull it's an industry term to mean demolish the building. Those are sad, weak arguments, and neither one are true. Pull it can also mean pull out of it and watch it burn, which is exactly what the official tards are going to say, well, maybe it meant that, and that's enough wiggle room for that. And to say there were only little pockets of fire is disingenuous. That's complete crap. That building was burning. The entire southwest corner was on fire. A lot of firemen thought it was going to go down. Now, that does not mean it fell from fire. It just means when you pretend like the building wasn't on fire or was barely on fire and then it fell magically, and people go and look it up and see the videos and see footage where it is absolutely on fire and the rest have been cherry-picked like the hole in the Pentagon. They like to show only the pockets of fire and pretend like that's all it was. That makes you seem like you are an idiot. Because you are. Don't edit the footage. Show everything. The building was clearly on fire. The fires were raging. The thing is, asymmetrical fires still don't cause a symmetrical collapse. The southwest corner has burned the most, yet the east side of the building falls first with the penthouse. And then the middle crumples in. The middle of the building, not just the center widthwise and lengthwise, because it was demolished, and it goes down symmetrically and falls straight down in a matter of seconds. Very little resistance. All the columns didn't pop out at the same time. It didn't fall over to the southwest. It fell straight down. You also got to ask yourself, because the southwest corner was on fire so much, why did they give up on it? People had already been evacuated from the building. Why not try to put the fire out? Why would you sit there and watch it burn for hours and hours and hours until they decided to demolish the building? It's the same thing for the Pentagon. When you show the hole in the second floor and ignore the big 90-foot hole on the bottom floor and then make up all these crackpot theories about missiles and crap, you sound like an idiot. And you are. The loose change kooks omitted all that stuff and went with the missile canard, which makes 9/11 truth look like a bunch of loonies. It was hit by a plane. There's no motive to use a missile. There's no evidence of a missile. And there isn't lack of evidence of a plane, because all they did was omit the hole. There were plane parts in the building. All those people on the plane are dead. Think about it. To swap it around and shoot a missile into it means you have to get everybody on that plane to pretend they're dead. You have to get all their family members to go along with it, all the EMTs, all the firemen, etc., to all lie at the same time. That is so stupid. You hit the building with a plane, you don't have to do any of that. You just hit the building with a plane. End of story. Another retarded thing they like to say is that Flight 93 was shot down by our government. Yeah, that makes sense. To simultaneously think that Building 7 had bombs in it and they shot down Flight 93. So why put bombs inside a building that you're not going to hit with a plane? Oh, I have a great idea. Let's shoot down Flight 93 and then blow up Building 7 with bombs anyway and look like fools. How about this? Flight 93 was supposed to hit Building 7 and didn't, because the passengers really did take it down. Luckily, they had a judo champion on board the plane. His name is Jeremy Glick. This was a real person. All those people are not just pretending they're dead. Their family, again, same thing as the Pentagon. It's not like everyone just went along with it. They didn't switch planes in Ohio. They didn't crash a plane in the ocean. There is no need for this nonsense and this switcheroo crap and all that. Loose change is disinformation. Alex Jones is disinformation. He has the worst retarded fools on his show, like Jim Fetzer, who doesn't believe in any airplanes at all, that it's all holograms, or Judy Woods, who thinks there's laser beams from space. Idiots! But also, like Wester Tarpley, who blames everything in the world on the CIA, even if his coffee's cold in the morning, the CIA sent a little 2-inch guy in there to go blow on it and run away. They're charlatans. Poison. Fester's the same guy that went on with the BS about JFK conspiracies, saying, oh, Jackie was getting a gun and passing it to the Secret Service member. So the same charlatans for that crap are back on 9/11, making up the missiles and the space lasers and the switcheroo flights and the pods and the plane and all the other retarded bullshit. And that is what makes the 9/11 truth movement, the 9/11 Kook movement. And yeah, you got all these architects and engineers and stuff that say, well, X couldn't possibly happen, but they're assuming X, given a bunch of information that isn't true. Yes, an airplane cannot squeeze into an 18-foot hole. Duh. But it wasn't an 18-foot hole. That's the hole in the second floor. There's a massive hole in the bottom floor. Pieces of plane. Dead people. DNA tests. We have all these witnesses who saw it happen. It's flying over Northern Virginia. All these people saw it fly to the building. Nobody saw it fly away from the building. It sure as hell didn't land that fast. It's common frickin' sense. But all the kookery gets on these shows with a lot of viewers. It gets mad distribution. It's all over MySpace. It's all over the radio waves. Nicely packaged. It's got, background music and rotating things. It's financed by these Israelis, by the way, and you know why they would have a hand in it. All the stupid gets major distribution. But somebody makes a serious film that's grounded in reality and it can't even stay on YouTube for a day. Quit falling for disinformation. Turn Jonestown off. 9/11 kookery and JFK kookery as well, it's got to end. Just shut up. If you don't know what you're talking about, stop parroting fools because it makes you a fool. Just shut up and listen. Shut up and listen to people who have actual facts that make sense based on physical evidence and talk about real people. No paths to nowhere. Not talking about Bavarian death cults. Not talking about the Illuminati or the New World Order or any of that or the globalists. Talking about actual people with actual names and actual documents and actual prophets and actual concrete plans and positions of power. All these individual neocons, all the people in the FBI who are in on them, from Richard Bleed or Richard Pearl, everybody in between, it's been explained. You couldn't make a story up that complex if you tried. It ties into the Iraq War, it ties into the anthrax. It's a perfect, holistic hypothesis and picture. That's an actual theory. Talking about missiles and pods and switcheroo planes and laser beams and Bavarian death cults and the Queen's drinking blood or whatever, or video games control your mind and this hand signal satanic, that is just stupid. Grow up. Talking about the rings in the Pentagon, you know what? That's only on the upper floors. The bottom floor didn't have those rings. So it went through the front wall and the exit ring. That is all. Didn't have to bust through all the walls of concrete and steel that you assume. And if you took 2 seconds to look at a diagram of the Pentagon, instead of just looking at an aerial photo from loose chains, you would have known that. But you didn't, because you're an idiot. 9/11 Kook movement has to go down. That is what's in the way. It's not the official story. Nobody believes the official story, but the dumbest wall Martians possible. The biggest obstacle for 9/11 truth and Iraq and many other things that involve conspiracy is Jonestown and the kooks. That is the biggest hurdle you have to get over before you can even start in on the subject, is you have to distance yourself from all that crap and start presenting the hypothesis, because the stigma about conspiracy has been created by a bunch of retarded conspiracies. And the captain of it, the one who gave all the exposure to Loose Chains and Fetzer and Tarpley and Woods and all the dummies, is Alex Jones. So fuck Alex Jones. He censors my stuff. He's scared to death of me. He won't let you mention me on his show. You can't say War by Deception, Ryan Dawson, none of that. They're a bunch of cowards. They know they're charlatans. They know they're selling you bullshit. That's how they make their money. The man desperately wants to be in Hollywood. He's not going to say anything about foreign country A, but the little dancing bits, that's all he can give you. Not going to talk about the connections in Israel and the Iraq War. None of it. just Bush and Cheney and Rumsfeld and really, really super vague. After like 7 years of pressure, maybe stick his pinky toe in the water. The guy is a fat, charlatan, opportunist bastard who's just making money off you guys. He's a Christian holy roller. He used to openly support Israel, hardcore Zionists and the like. Don't listen to that fat piece of shit.